fear because I I want to I don't read the sentence, but it's okay.
There's an invitation to say where the field is at.
Did you guys announce who's the space holder of this group is? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
Maud.
it's me. And I feel fear because I don't touch I don't still touch what is the field. And I want to hear you about
But hold on. You guys are a team, so you could coach Maud to check it out, to right now scan, and then before she invites you to do that. So be on her team for her to grow this in her.
So
Maud, I invite you to take a few breaths right now. And you said you started with fear, and to just be in your fear and see what your fear has to say.
I I want to hear you about what is the field for you.
What is the field for you, Maud, right now?
Maud, say, I feel fear. Then when I look into the whole group of the year-long space holder training, I feel fear, and then my fear tells me that go there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
So team, when you're giving coaching on the go, be more direct. Instead of I invite you, what about? It's just how Lisa Maria did. Try this, try this.
Mm-hmm.
And also notice you have 10 minutes for the whole group to go.
Running them over. And for some people it's actually like helping them move through this training and giving them fuel. So something like this.
Space holder, roll the space.
Me.
Roll the space.
Okay. No. So I inviting you right now to be with that fear, to be in the unknown. Right now. And sense with your bodies all the field of the team. What discoveries can be made when you give a space in your bodies to feel the fear?
What did you say? What?
What could be created in this space when you give a space in your own body to this fear?
So hold on. That's the part of like a
Okay.
new process. But right now, it's still, what do you see in the year-long space holder training, and how are you creating? How are you, space holder, creating what is happening in the field?
Okay.
And so, Louisa, keep rolling the space, but also could be that you have the next thing to say. So scan also who needs to say the next thing for this clarity to come out.
Dimitra. Do you have something? An impulse?
I don't know what the question is exactly. That what I do have is that that
So hold
there
on,
is,
Dimitra. If you do
I
not know
feel
what the
that.
question is,
Mhm.
instead then ask.
Okay, I didn't get the question, Luisa. Can you repeat, please? I don't understand.
Yes, I had an impulse to ask you if you had an impulse to talk about what do you sense about this space and how you are part in this kind of creation we are talking about of not showing themselves, not feeling the fear, a conscious fear, to scanning and to bring to reality the unknown.
So my coaching for you, Louisa, is to make it really like clear and short. And you're using a lot of kind
Okay,
of elegant, poetic words.
okay.
So yeah, I don't know, like it seems like you have a theme already that you've already scanned as a group that people cannot be in the unknown.
Yes,
Yeah. So
yes.
ask Dimitra directly, okay, how are you contributing for the people in the year-long space holder training to not go to the unknown?
Dimitra, how are you creating this block to be in the unknown with the team? Thank you, Vera.
I don't offer my skills, and I don't, when I'm with someone in the room, for example, maybe I will not say, hey, you don't feel, and you do something from your mind. I will not stop, for example, or I will not call people that maybe I scan that.
Putting pressure. And yeah, I want to find a practice to slow down and to actually reach that point of like, okay, there is pressure. You're creating pressure. I am creating pressure. Where can I relax and actually make a gap so that I'm there and not in this watching TV stuff that is kind of happening.
Did you say you want to create that? You want to
I
like
like to create dojo for experimenting pressure, like coming from the pressure state to the relaxing, to the a state of experimentation. And yeah.
well, we're asked to invent a practice
Yeah.
to address where we all are.
Yeah.
That will be the next space.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Right now is discovering,
yeah.
sensing the field and how you are contributing to the field, how each one.
Okay.
Okay.
I experience with the pressure that it's not only about relaxing, but also the emotions, like emotions are coming up for healing. Like that's the pressure is an indicator of where there's still emotional healing doorways. And so
you're saying that you also see the pressure, that people are pressuring themselves.
well, it's happening in me, and then as each of us are sharing, it's coming from Leslie, it's coming from Gabriel, so it seems alive in the field in other people as well.
So what you're saying is that you're scanning the field by first scanning yourselves. Because the question was, what do you see as happening for the year-long space holder training, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're choosing to scan your cells first, and then this is happening instead of. I'm just asking, is this your technology?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, cool. Keep going. Just wanted to make clear that that was clear.
Yeah. And there's also a scanning outside because I also see people asking for the EHPs, that this topic is alive about that may be a necessity for a number of people to actually be able to distinguish between.
Oh, yes, I also try to respond to people that I don't know yet. Or last week I met one person and held a space, and now I know Johanna. So I feel to be also interested in the other people in this group, in this immense group. That for me it makes the feel more, yeah, to be, it's my team. It's my team when I know more people.
So how you
And
contribute?
you're asking about the energetic field? Was that your offer
I'm
to us?
asking. I'm asking when you. When I asking how you contribute to build this field. The answer was more practical ways. I answer messages. I'm doing this, and my question is how your own orientation, how you build also this field, how you play in this training. This also build the field of the training. So I really want to know how is your.
I have also a question, which is what was identified in the field?
Okay, what we notice is we notice more what we notice. What is when I'm asking this question, the orientation was to looking for what's not working in the field, like people survival strategy about from people, and I said
Okay,
if
so
you
hold on.
notice.
I'm just my question was that because then the question, Daniela, when you were asking this question, you're saying, how do you create the field? And this is very vague. People are creating the field all the time. But if you specify, how are you creating the existence of this survival strategy in the whole year-long spaceholder training, then the person can go specifically. This is how I'm creating in the whole year-long spaceholder training, the rescuing, the being strict. Okay, so use the whole sentence so that the person, when they're scanning themselves, they can be more clear.
Thank you,
Okay.
Vera.
So when you scan this survival strategy in the field of the group, how you create that in your own way? It's clear, my question?
How are you creating that
How you
specific
create.
strategy in the year-long spaceholder
Okay.
training?
How you create this specific survival strategy in the year-long space holder training?
From a sense of that, from the sense of like how much stuff's going on.
From what I was hearing, also one necessity that I see looks like some people need a goal, like a goal to do their first shot, or their first workshop, or their first try. I have this impression that people are stuck into the first goal, like they are postponing to try it the first time, and it's like I have the sensation that some part of them is waiting someone to say go, waiting someone to say do it. Not for a branch, not for all the people, like receive a personal goal, receive someone saying to them go and do it, and that says a lot about authority, also giving the center away of when I'm ready to do something to other people. So that's I think one necessity of the space as well.
And
getting the authority to start.
Did you also said how you, Israel, are personally creating this giving authority way that you notice? How you create this in the year-long space holder training with your own space holding? Okay.
No.
Okay, welcome back. I had an idea. I had an idea, which is to hear, there was 19 groups, and to hear 1 minute from each group. That would take about 20 minutes. Are we up for this? To kind of hear discovery from each other?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know which breakout room we were in, the number? Did it give that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Eight.
I'm just gonna.
Thank you.
Okay, so breakout room 1, Beth, you were the space holder, but you don't have to be the one reporting.
I was
Do you
not the
wanna report
space
or
holder.
Sorry?
Israel was. I
Oh,
was not
Israel.
the space holder.
Okay, who wants to go from breakout room 1? You have about a minute.
I will say,
Muted.
I will go. One of the things that's happening in the field is that people don't know what they're committed to. Some of the people in the field do not know what they're committed to. So to them, there's a story that there's so much happening. It's so much. There's so many groups because they don't have their focus on the thing that they care about and what they're taking a stand to bring, discover, and
Beth,
research.
hold on, would you speak a little slower, even if it doesn't everything fit in the minute?
Yes,
And would you
I'm trying
say
to
instead
go
of
fast.
them, would you say you and take a little risk of there's some of you who might because
Some of
we're here.
you, yes, thank you. Some of you are not committed. You don't know what you're committed to, and you're basically moving between pressuring yourself and collapse, like moving back.
Okay, there are a few things that came up for me. One is some practice to get clear on commitment and to go first in creating a team and going first with that commitment. And something else that really stood out is the fear and the survival strategies that are in the way, that are blocking going first. And that's what stands out to me. What possibilities do you have, or what do you want for an experiment?
So something with connecting consciously to fear. And then how would it go that we could practice going first? Maybe without it being like we're all kind of jumping into the center.
It works to say, yeah, go Israel, but it works to say this, trying this, because you're all thinking and not going first, even in the trying.
Oh, it's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say a practice could be just go into the fear and invent, I don't know, 10 or 15 different practices as we speak. So like this, start inventing a practice as this to start without knowing how. So that's a practice that comes to me, like inventing practices from nowhere, different practices every time. Like like when we invent a possibility story, but now creating a practice that creates possibility. I also wanted to one thing that got from what we talked was about making delicious offer or making interesting offers. So I would like one example will be add to it making an interesting practice, but that we don't know about yet from nowhere.
So how can you be a yes and Beth? How can you be yes and
That's what
Jeff?
yeah. Yes. I'm a big yes to the second one you just brought, this thing of connecting consciously to
Don't,
fear
you're
and
stalling.
making those
You're stalling this thing. You're repeating what he said. Just go yes and. Yeah.
yes and yes and
Is block just for me,
something else.
Rose?
It's just about the
Okay.
practice. Yes, and
Beth, can you repeat, please? You got frozen.
I haven't said anything yet. I haven't said anything yet.
Okay.
Mm,
Also, maybe it's not Beth. Keep trying
yeah.
Beth, but maybe don't stop trying Beth, but
Mhm.
maybe Jordan has something or Jeff. Don't just wait for Beth to stop.
Mhm. Yes. And the going first part is really what's alive in me. So I wouldn't want one person happening at once. I would want it being like we keep coming back.
When the other person is quiet and not bringing something, and to ask. So it can be because we have this space where it's about, okay, I'm thinking of something, okay, then I might say it, okay, now she's talking, I can say it, and I'm now with again. So the practice for us could be to practice interrupting, and it doesn't have to bring us somewhere for now, but to practice interrupting,
So
just
I
say
feel
and say
fear
and say.
the first part about like that we would maybe rescue someone like, oh, Valentina, I haven't heard from you. Like, what are you bringing?
And so I propose.
So I propose that um, that we have a practice space of bringing our impulses and then have like this feedback and coaching afterwards. Oh, Valentina, I didn't hear from you the whole time. What was happening in you? So then he has this moment to come to consciousness more about his survival strategies of being invisible, for example.
I have a
So
go.
it's more an open space of following fear to bring our impulses and then some feedback coaching and reflection afterwards.
To skip the part of noticing, you mean skip the part of noticing others and more noticing yourself, to
Yes.
center it about noticing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It helps when you're creating something together. I know that you're nodding, but to say, yes, I'm with this, it rolls the space energetically forward.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a go.
Okay, yes.
See, isn't it different? Isn't it different? All you wanted to start already, you know? And who stops you?
Okay, then we start.
Go me, go you. Impulse. I have fear to start, so I will go. I will start and I go because I don't know what I will be talking about. I'm feeling fear now. Feeling fear that I missed the sentence there. And I want to take a
And what do you
breath
feel
with
right
that.
now, Giel? It's not about creating out of your head and pushing you, but what do you feel? That is already enough for the space.
Yeah, I feel fear and sadness. Sadness that I was putting pressure on myself and going from the head, and fear about the pressure. Yeah.
And what do you want to create?
And shift go.
What do I want to create? I want to create spaces where there's like from authenticity, like I perceive you with presence, and it's not from the head, but it's from the feelings. It's from being present and being with. It comes from love. That's what I want to create. That's what I stand for. And therefore, I want to start with that, being here with myself first and
Cool.
share. There's like tears wanting to form in my eyes, noticing how beautiful I've been,
Just
like
let the
how much I've
feeling
been
be
with other
here.
people. Sorry, can you say?
Yeah, let the feeling be here.
And try not to describe what's happening because then you'd be in a neurosis, and just let the experience speak. It doesn't need to make sense.
And it's a door for an emotional healing process. I put a thing right here so I could hide myself in some moments of my life. Yes.
Okay, Louisa, your time is up, and I'm going to write that down for you to do your EHP about
Okay,
this
thank
thing
you.
in your throat that
With my
hides
fear.
your vulnerability. Or if you would like to write it down instead.
I will write. Thank you.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go. So I was noticing that this unconscious fear and disembodiment, and I was already starting to try embodying just making a decision to embody the conscious fear.
Nicole,
You just do
don't
it.
explain yourself. Just be with your fear.
Mhm.
You're numbing your fear.
You're talking about the
Close
past.
it.
Mhm.
Yes, close your eyes and be with this fear right now.
And see if you can stay with the eyes open. Otherwise, it's more likely that you go into an emotional fear.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. I was noticing that it felt emotional, yeah.
Yeah, so bring your being, occupy the presence, occupy the space with Jennifer and Luisa and Dimitra and me.
Yeah, I feel fear. I feel fear to try to use my fear
Feel fear
to
because instead of to, feel
fear.
fear because.
I feel fear because I haven't tried to call my body back into myself with my fear by embodying my fear, and and I feel fear because I don't know how. Yeah, no, it's like
Even if it comes I don't know how, just be there and then allow yourself to go to the clarity that because you don't know, you feel fear. So what do you feel fear because you don't know about? Yeah. When you don't know.
yeah, because I don't know, I feel fear. Yeah, because I need to know. I need to be able to explain and just know it all already and not experiment. Yeah.
So hold on, a little bit more coaching. And I know I'm doing this because Jennifer and Louisa, you haven't experienced this new feelings form. So it's not so much because I don't know, but it's I don't know, therefore I feel fear. And this is what the fear tells, I feel fear because.
Yeah, I don't know. So I feel fear. Yeah, just being in this in the just this place of not knowing what to say next or
So that's what my fear is telling me.
Yeah, what my fear has for me is that my attention is scattered in lots of places, and yeah, it's like that I don't know what I stand for or something.
Okay. And coming to a close and reset.
Yeah, restart. Have an experiment for getting the authority back into creation. And that experiment is for go to a place to call someone that really feel like you have given your authority in the past. I have given my authority in the past to call this person and just be unreasonably
Ah,
Oh,
Yes.
go.
And I don't want to stay in scanning what field need from me. I want to be centered.
You want to be centered.
Yes, I
Go.
want to be centered.
Where is your center?
And again, you're going into the freezing mode. You can speak from that also. Michal.
Yes.
Ah,
And my proposal is you keep going with the I'm freezing now, and you keep going with that work, Michal.
Yes, I'm freezing now and I'm looking for words how to describe the moment when I am right now.
yeah, you're freezing now and you're looking for words to
Yes.
describe. Make sounds. Make
Yeah. Oh, yes.
make up
And
your words.
And yes, I want to. I'm writing what is here. Okay, yes.
And to say what you don't want. You say
I
you don't
don't want. I don't want to be. I don't want to
Raise your anger.
second. I want to. I want to be more risky.
You want to be more risky.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go. Ah.
I feel fear to be more risky.
Yes.
Yeah, because
it's unlinear, no clarity, unknown space in front of people.
In front of people. Ah.
I'm freezing. I'm freezing, and I I don't want to give my center to you, Vera. I don't want to project authority. I want to I want to include you, Vera. This is the word, like be and I want to relate to you, Vera, as like another being that is in this space and a part of the practice. And I don't want to just fall back asleep when you're sharing, Mikhail, because it's your turn. I want to stay feeling. I want to stay angry. because I want to be alive and I want to.
Uh, oh, okay, yeah. Your bright principles are just like sparkling and going through and I had a word and I can't grasp the word anymore. So when your energetic body is still filled and it can inspire
We
just like
are
by being there.
Just write it down.
we are
Just write it down. Yeah. Sorry. Keep going, Marianne.
Yeah. And it has just like one flaw, this object. Like it has an end. It has an end, but it's unknown. Somewhere this object has an end, and the sparkle needs like from these infinite sparkles that came from this object into your energetic body. You can create more and more from these objects, but this object will somewhere end. Yeah.
Thank you, Marian. Next being.
Mm.
This object and the fire and let
So,
you
hold on. Would you say the context that you're speaking from? So then it's clear, then people can give you coaching. Otherwise, it could just be anything, and then no one can give you coaching and feedback.
okay. About radical responsibility context. Okay, so look at this fire without any stories and really be with the fire and not with this I know it's about fire and even the word fire, forget it and really get in touch with this without any stories about it and have this experience to let your being and this thing we call fire get in touch.
You see how when you declare what the context is, and you can be more specific, you can be radical responsibility, but could be from the context of Rage Club, from the context of an EHP, from the context of something else, whatever, from a healing, radical
From a
responsible
lab.
healing. And anything. But to declare it specifically, then people can give you coaching.
Okay.
Thank you, Priscilla. Who is next to describe from a different context?
I go, and yeah, what comes to me is the context of transformation. And yeah, is what I see is a flickering light. And this flickering light is reflecting me of this, what happens in a space where there is this permeability and mutability and shape-shifting fire that is it's this it's like turning on and off and then
So, Matthias, could you speak, but not make it kind of spiritual or philosophical? Because, it's like transformation is very practical also. And it could be in different, child level responsibility, radical responsibility, but it's also practical, not theoretical.
And this room will close in 2 seconds. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that would be to be
like different, like taking the reasonability, like as the examples. Okay, if you want to shine, then put your yellow jacket and shine. But with reasonable, it kind of seems to me, okay, then I'm doing more of the same that I know already. So how can be reasonable? How could I go
What,
into reasonably
Kevin?
and be a stepping stone for me?
Kevin.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting, even as you speak, and so about the way you're speaking, and also what you're speaking about, is that there's a linearity to it,
Yeah.
and that the practice could be something around breaking the linearity
Yeah.
and disrupting your own pattern of linearity. Does that land?
Yes. So I like, Valentin, your thing of, okay, as soon as I like see my linearity or my reasonably, okay, I'm doing over. I'm doing a do over. But like my question was, is there some gold in this reasonability and like wanting to be competent that I can use, that I could use, like not going to the opposite, but
So you can, whenever you notice yourself being reasonable, you can do the stop thing, do a do-over, and just go into completely arrogant bragging about the same thing, but you brag and you're arrogant about the same thing. Does that land?
that's dangerous.
How come you're asking, does that land? You both did it. So
I want to
there's
get
where,
some sort of feedback, like what's happening.
yes, and you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. He's gonna show up in a particular way. And so I'm noticing that that's your reasonability. Yours, Valentina and James, because you both did that. So right now you can be in discovery about that with Kevin.
Will you commit to the experiment I just offered you for a week and let your free self know?
I don't know.
I
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's fear or is it, but let me check. Like this being arrogant, like yeah.
So you're trying to figure out, you guys are seeing,
Yeah.
trying to figure out just what do you feel and just let your feeling speak.
Yeah, I
Because
feel
otherwise
fear
you're
of doing
controlling
that.
it.
Yeah, I feel
Because
fear of being judged, of losing the relationship.
right. But that's
Yeah.
something important that like something else can be, the proposal can be tweaked or not, but this is the information to take care of. Keep going.
Like I'm like, yeah, it's just a pretty low level joy of just like, of being like done waiting. Just because it's like there's nothing to wait for. I'm just here. So it's like the joy, and then it's this, yeah, it's also this like,
Okay, so you're here.
yeah.
You went through the process, right? Elsewhere, relief. What's happening now?
Hmm. The process starts almost immediately again.
It's time
Just
to
like,
come down
yeah.
in, Nina, and the
Thank
next
you.
person.
So there's a loop, and you remember last week when we went through that loop, like identifying the loop that we go into? So are you saying that there's a loop of passively waiting to be ignited? There's a relief, then it comes back again. There's a relief, then it comes back again.
Yes.
Okay, so you've identified the loop.
Yes.
This is what you do.
Mhm. It's time to shift person. I
Okay.
who's go? I go. And my internet keeps being unstable. I'm in a hotel, so you'll hear some stuff you might not notice. I'm noticing I've got this. I'll just describe the sensation is like it's fear. I feel scared, and I have all these things to say, and then just can't. I can't communicate all the things that are pinging into my like. I can bring them from what I'm feeling out into words, and
I have a question because I was doing the breakout rooms. It's about identifying a piece of thoughtware, correct? And then creating a practice that could explore possibilities. Yeah.
about identifying our part in the sludge of what's
Mhm.
happening in the field.
Yeah, but with thoughtware, correct?
I didn't get that part.
Okay. Okay, go. Go.
Okay. Yeah, and so I can see that this like build up, and then I go, I just feel angry, and then I can't communicate what is coming alive for me. And so I can see how this is contributing. I feel
Gaia's, you have already impulses too. Like unless you have exactly the same twisting of you have impulses and you're not saying. So is that what's happening? You also have impulses and you're not saying. What were you waiting for?
Well,
that
Sally,
word
I would.
is so accurate. The twisting,
Mm-hmm.
like and it's just, oh, I feel sad about that.
Nina and Natalie, do you have that? Were you experiencing that?
No.
Okay. So why weren't, because it's pretty clear. It's pretty, for me, I don't know, maybe it's not for you, it was pretty clear first 2 minutes of Sally describing the sensation. What would you like, how would you like to be on Sally's team? This is to find this practice. Because otherwise you're just like, Sally's just going to continue to describe because she's stuck in this.
Yeah, so yeah, Sally, my impulse was saying, okay, you're repeating what you said to me an hour ago when we were in the room, with other people and the same thing. And then we tried different things, and then you're coming back into this room. So I was stuck. My impulse was, I was stuck in, why is she repeating the same thing? I don't know how to be on her team.
So my understanding of this practice is that you find a practice for Sally to do so that she, like that what and Chloe said about get this extravagant dress. And so try stuff out. Go.
I
Including
want
you,
to
Sally.
like Sally, you're talking about this thing that happens where, well, actually what I want to know, my sense was the order is different. You said you like feel the fear and there are things to say and you stop them. But my sense is the order is different. It's like, do the things that you want to say come first
Nina,
and
this is
then
not a practice. This is not a practice. You're not saying a practice. You're not proposing a practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hearing that she is proposing. Are you saying to reverse the
No, I
order?
wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah, I wasn't proposing a practice. I
okay,
was
gotcha.
stalling,
Okay.
because I don't have a practice yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But try something, like non-linearly, Sally's really stuck in this. She has impulses and she twists herself and she doesn't speak.
Yeah, my my impulse is something about getting upside down, about like what happens if you're physically upside down and it's like the like things have to come out of you because you're like turned upside down. Do you have any like physical inversion practice you could, or even just like bending down, like, putting your head essentially below your heart? Like what would tumble out if you were like using gravity to have to like, yeah, have the words come out around the fear.
But that was great. You proposed a practice. There was a little too many words because you said the same thing like 2 or 3 times. It's just like, what about that? And then Sally, and just don't say anything else. And then Sally would respond to
turn
that.
upside down.
I don't know. Or maybe she would go like, I can't do that. I don't know, but she would give you the answer so that you guys could continue to hone down on that practice.
Thank you.
Okay, Natalie.
Okay. Yeah, this week this week I really felt the too much. It's too much. And yesterday I had an EHP about
are triggered and turn it against me and try to start a witch hunt. And I immediately I noticed that I immediately like zone out into emotions. And there's some matrix that I wanna practice, and like some yeah, so some practice, because that it's happening over and over again. And yeah, that's something I want to get at.
So you bring something that's clear and maybe dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
and you experience this like witch hunting coming from other people in the bridge house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially with one person. I have
Oh,
it.
Mia,
Yeah.
you're stalling.
Okay. Just like what happens in you when this person reacts in this way.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Mia, that's not a proposal for a practice.
Okay. No.
Otherwise, you're having a coaching call with Jonas. And you could have, but that's instead you could already, with the information that you have, create a practice. And then if it doesn't work because there's something else, Jonas will tell you. And so go like, yeah, but this person, they don't, it won't work for her or him or whatever. And then you adjust. And Dimitra too. And also you too, Jonas, can give yourself practices.
Yeah, it's really with this one specific person. So it's like I want to something like I want to challenge this person in the space about that. Like when I notice it the next time, I want to kind of pull the rug out on it and be like no, like you're turning it against me right now.
You could speak about the situation for the whole time and still not create a practice.
Hmm.
Oh, so for example, you could turn into Zorro.
Yeah,
You
a
could
witch
become Zomer.
hunting hunter.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay.
I'm saying you can turn into Zorro, and whatever the witch hunt makes a move, and you have this elegant cape and your sword of clarity, and like maybe you could see the movie Zorro when he's with Antonio Banderas and this other guy, I don't remember the name, but Antonio Banderas is being
Anthony
trained to be Anthony Hopkins. Thank you. He's training how to be a dignified man. And so it's about being this dignified man, Zorro, who can see the hooks for what it is and elegantly dance in the space, making accurate moves, elegant moves, so that he creates what he wants. So that instead of, oh, I have to take care of this witch hunter, or I have to take care of this thing, or I have to now respond. Now I want to have a power struggle. I want to tell him this, and I want to challenge that. Right now you're into fight. So would that be, someone starts, you have a cape, you bring a cape with you to wherever training space you go in, and whenever someone starts pulling that, you let the person speak and you walk to the table where you have your cape and you put it on. While the person's speaking, you put it on and you say, aha, and you start speaking. Because you get what they're doing. They're doing witch hunting, and you're like, aha, and I got it. Got exactly what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
For example. Mia, start speaking.
I